everybody! Today I'm going to show you how to make easy japchae. You know japchae, the word? Of course, the japchae is stir-fried vegetables and meat and starchy noodles. You guys have been making this japchae for a long time. I already posted this recipe, but this easy japchae recipe is one of my new cookbook recipes. Why do I call this easy japchae? Because it's easy and simple to make. You can see how easy it is. First, meat. So this meat I'm using pork belly, 8 ounce. But you guys can use also beef. Or if you are vegetarian, skip this part, right? And then you can make a vegetarian version japchae today. I'll just cut like this. So this is 8 ounce pork belly. So let's marinate this. Soy sauce, so around 2 teaspoons. And brown sugar, around 2 teaspoons. Sesame oil, 1 teaspoon. Mix by hand until all sugar is well melted. Then cover this and set aside. Next one is egg strips. I'll make some 계란지단. Salt, pinch of salt, and mix. All this through this strainer, go through this so that we will have a all even mixture. So look at that, isn't it nice? So let's turn on the heat. So my pan is heated and around 1 teaspoon cooking oil and stir to all coat evenly. And then wipe off. And then I will just turn down the heat very low. And so very low heat, I can cook this until it's set, bottom is set. So now I'm going to flip over. Like this. And turn off. Let it sit here. So with the remaining heat, it's going to be cooked slowly. Next, I'm going to cook my marinated pork. So I heat up over medium-high heat. This pan is heated. I'm going to cook this. Instead of keep stirring, just let it cook for 1 minute. And then later you can stir this. I have to use my cutting board because all the mushrooms, vegetables I need to cut. Wow, looks yummy. This is a pork, so you need to cook really thoroughly, around 4 or 5 minutes. Looks so good. So well done. I'm going to turn off. And now we're gonna make seasoning sauce. 1/4 cup soy sauce, 진간장 soy sauce. Brown sugar, 3 tablespoons. 2, 3. And then this is ground black pepper, 1/2 teaspoon. Garlic, 5 large garlic cloves. Let's mince. Mix well until this sugar is well dissolved. We are making sweet and salty and garlicky seasonings. The seasoning mixture, all I made this, I'll just set aside. We need a really large and heavy pot, that's all. One pot, everything is happening. So that's why easy. Vegetables and mushrooms are going to bottom. So this is my wood ear mushrooms. Whenever I make a japchae, I always use this wood ear mushroom because very crispy, and then when you make this color is also kind of black color, is really pretty, and I love that. 1 bag of wood ear mushroom, in Korean 모기버섯. If you buy this, you can make a long time. 모기버섯 is a wood ear mushroom. 30 minutes after in cold water, it look like this. Take it out from water. And when you see this, there is a stem. Sometimes the stem has dust or sand. So you need to remove this. Here, it look like this. So this part is a stem. You will see it's kind of a hard part. And cut into bite-sized pieces. I will put this in my pot. Probably you will be wondering, where is the noodles? These noodles, you remember this is the sweet potato starch noodles. I all the time using this, and this is not rice noodles. This is starch noodles, sweet potato starch noodles. It looks clear, so when it's cooked, it looks kind of a little bit translucent. It has a really nice texture. In my original recipe, I just boiled this several minutes until all this is cooked. But for my new recipe, I just soak in cold water for 40 minutes. Soaked this 40 minutes ago. Can you see that? Japchae is very colorful. Vegetables should be colorful. So I use carrot, one large carrot, and this is mushroom. You can use any kinds of shiitake mushrooms or white mushrooms, any kinds of mushroom. I chose the king oyster mushrooms, 8 ounce mushroom, and onion. We need 8 ounce. So 8 ounces is going to be about this amount. And also spinach. This spinach is just the bunchy spinach. You know that bunchy spinach? Long leaves. I wash this all nicely. You gotta use this bunchy spinach, 8 ounce. 8 ounce, wash this and it look really big. But when it's cooked, it's really collapsing. First, mushroom, king oyster mushrooms. And onion. So in case of a carrot, you don't have to slice into really thin matchsticks because we are going to cook this in only one pot. So it has to be a little kind of thicker is better. Carrot, onion, mushroom all together. Look at that, a lot of vegetables and mushroom we use. That's why japchae is very nutritious. Everybody loves japchae. Vegetable mushroom is just on the bottom like this. Next, we need to add vegetable oil. So vegetable oil, 1/4 cup. I just did a lot of experiment to make this recipe. This oil is going to be coat all this, the coating the vegetables, so that when I add this seasoning later, the seasoning is going down, dripping down, but color is not going to be ruined. And then I will add 1/4 cup water. And then mix by hand like this. Next, on top, I will just add my spinach. But this spinach is too long. So I'm going to cut just like roughly, like this. Wow, nice, beautiful. Next, the noodles. This 당면 noodles are, look at that, really flexible now. Just even I didn't cook, soak in cold water. So this is too long, look at that. So too long, I'm going to cut a couple of times, like this. So put the noodles on top. Wow, nice. And then drizzle this seasoning. And then let's cook. And cook over medium-high heat. 10 minutes. How easy it is. Ever since I developed this recipe, I never go back to my traditional way. But if you make that for 20 people or 10 people, you gotta follow the traditional way. Each ingredient to take care, each ingredient, and then later you put this all ingredient in a large basin and then just mix it together. That's the you can feed like 20, 50 people in that case. This way is very easy, like a usual family, 4 servings, 6 servings, this is perfect. So, this egg, I'm going to slice this egg. Usually when I make an egg garnish, I use only egg yolk to make it really yellow. But today I use all. Usually home cooking, like, what are you going to do with the leftover egg whites? So just, I use this, not bad, beautiful yellow, isn't it? And this one is my bonus. I can eat it. Wow, this is all cooking now, so I'm steaming. Yay! 10 minutes. Turn off. Okay, wow, it's really going down, right? And then we gotta mix this. Nice, huh? But you see, just only we add a quarter cup water. But look at on the bottom is just a little bit water still. So I'm going to evaporate this water and turn on the heat and medium-high heat. Can you see? This, color is not brownish here. So pretty color. This spinach is still green and sturdy looking. And sesame oil, 1 tablespoon. And sesame seeds, about 1 tablespoon. Meat. Oh my, so delicious looking. And now turn off. So just add this here. So good. Wow, smells very good. So this egg. And more sesame seeds. That's it. Look at that. How big it is. Okay, let me taste. Noodles are chewy and kind of really, really elastic. And also all these vegetables are different texture. It's great all together. This is my new cookbook recipe and this page 323. And then all this, look at that. Just a couple of days ago, my readers, one of you guys, and she just tweeted, I made this following your japchae, easy japchae recipe. I cannot believe this is finished in 10 minutes. And then I just thought, oh my God, that's so cool. Today, we made super easy japchae. And japchae is just the starchy noodles, stir-fried starchy noodles with meat and vegetables and mushrooms. Enjoy my recipe. See you next time. Bye.